Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show here from the ABV Barrel Shop where Darren and I are sitting at the tasting bar getting ready to try some new things from Rolling Fork Spirits. Our buddy Turner Wathen has sent these to us. We've got Bourbon de Luxe, so this is 111 proof. This is a batched product from them, and Rolling Fork small batch rum. So this is one that he tossed in. Looks like it's a blend of some different Barbados rums. We'll talk about that when we get to the second half. My name is Steve Akeley, joined by Darren McCroy. What's up, Darren?
Nothing. What's up with you, Steve?
Not much. So this came in. We were recording another show, the Caleb's Crossing one, and this showed up literally while we were recording that. UPS shows up and had these sample bottles for us. And there's a lot right on the line here for this one. Just like the last one, we were deciding whether we want to carry it. This is the same thing.
Yeah.
So we have an opportunity to maintain an exclusive relationship for the Bourbon de Luxe brand in St. Louis, if we're willing to buy this, and the quantity that's available allocated for the state. And we said, well, certainly we don't. We might be interested in that, but we always have to try things before we buy. That's how we work here. So Turner sent this along, and then I didn't know about the rum was going to be included in there, but this is probably a new thing that he's got coming out, or maybe just came out recently.
Yep.
So it looks like it's small batch. Looks like it was aged in wheated bourbon because it's called the Wheated Cask Wonder.
Yep. I have some information about what it's aged in and some guesses, I think.
All right, that's cool. So we'll get to that again after the break. For right now, though, you said there's something you want to talk about. What is that?
So I haven't really gotten to see you since you just got back from Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Yes.
I've heard a couple stories, but I haven't heard, like, who did you see that you hadn't seen in a while? Who... was there any new distilleries around? Was everyone there from Kentucky, or were there some people missing? I just want to know a little bit about your experience at KBF this last weekend.
So, everybody was there. So, the ones that I didn't get to see that I always get to see was Fred and Freddie. No, they were there, but they hung out in the VIP section, the air conditioned area. So there's a big controversy because they wouldn't let in the people that had the distillery bands into the VIP area. So that was pretty wild. I'm sure that's going to be addressed after this is all over with, and I would think the answer will be different next year because the distillers were furious. But what can you do when you're in the middle of a show and they're like, no, you can't get in there, so they just didn't get to go in. And it's nice going into the air conditioned area where they had food. It's just a nice place to take a break from your booth and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens next year. So I didn't get to see them, but pretty much everybody else I saw. So like Brent Elliott was there.
Nice.
You name it. It's a who's who of bourbon that is there. Molly was at the Neely booth, which is kind of cool.
Was this her first festival with the Neelys?
Yeah, the first big thing. She's done some local stuff in Cincinnati where she's represented the brand, but the first thing where the Neely's been there too, and her, so that was kind of cool.
That's kind of a cool table to stop at.
Yeah, and then the bourbon fans in general opportunity to see her. So yeah, that's always cool. Dan McKee, he's always good to see. Becca Neely. told that I drank all of her Bombergers, and he's going to help her procure a bottle of Bombergers. So.
Nice.
I feel like that's my bottle. When I go there the next time, I'm just going to take it because it was gotten under my name, right?
No, I think you keep drinking as much as you want. Take sample bottles home, but make her think it's yours so that she does it again. You got to keep this crop going. You can't just one and done it.
Okay. But yeah. So that was cool. And just, the usual crowd of Bernie lovers and, Connor O'Driscoll, all those guys were there too. So yeah, it was just it's a great event for sure.
So people like Bernie lovers, are they at the Heaven Hill table all day? Or do they bounce around?
They bounce around.
A famous person walking around. Yeah, so you could walk literally and stand in line behind Bernie lovers.
It's only the ones like Brent Elliott always stays at his booth the whole time. Dan McKee stays at his booth. The rest, pretty much everyone else, kind of just walks around and does their thing. And they're there, In years past, Fred and Freddie have been at their booth signing bottles, but for the most part, people are out wandering. It's just part of it. You run into them in the crowd really more than even at their booth. I've found which is kind of a cool thing. So,
yeah, and like for a Jim Beam booth, how many people did they have working that? Like, I'm sure it was more than just one person.
Oh
right?
No, it's like because it's a whole area. So. It's a big staged area with inside and out. So they have like a whole covered area that's like a shop, a Jim Beam shop. And then they've got an outdoor area where you can sit. And that's where like Fred and Freddie would typically sit. There's like a couch outside and stuff like that.
Got it.
The biggest, all right, see if you can guess who had the biggest event, as far as setup. Because this was literally like a full size, like, I don't know, liquor store. It was bigger. It was bigger than our store here. It was bigger than the ABV Barrel Shop.
Wow. Okay, so I am gonna say. I want to say it's like Old Forester.
Okay. No, Old Forester. Just theirs was kind of a traditional booth, really, with like you walk into like a tent, and then underneath there's a long table where they taste out all their stuff and that. So I'd say theirs was pretty
mundane.
Yeah. The biggest one, Angel's Envy.
Okay, that was my second guess. I was between the two in Louisville. I was like, it's either Old Forester or Angel's Envy. Old Forester or Angel's Envy?
Angel's Envy went all out. The other one that went out with the big, and I think they even had two stories, was Whiskey House. So they made a big statement too. So
nice.
So they were huge. But the rest, not on the scale of those two for sure.
Got it. So. And so bigger than the shop here. So couches and tasting areas.
Tasting area, yeah. Theirs was air conditioned. Angel's Envy was air conditioned.
Wow.
So most areas aren't air conditioned.
I guess they like going to the KBF then, right?
Right. Yeah. All right. We got to grab that.
Maybe.
So, and what else from the festival? So that was a spam call, I guess.
Yeah.
What else from the festival? I stayed with Royce and Becca Neely, which is always fun. I forgot to say, I won the tournament, the poker tournament, the night before the festival started.
Nice.
At Bourbon's Bistro. So cleaned out the bourbon industry.
Who was there?
Owen Powell, Bernie, Jim Gaffigan's manager. There's a whole story with that too. So.
Yeah.
So, did I tell you that story about Gaffigan's manager?
I don't think you did. Somebody was.
Oh, somebody told you? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Wayne was talking about it, maybe.
Yeah. So Gaffigan's manager's there, and I end up sitting next to him, and then he's like, I can get you tickets there. They're shooting like a comedy special in Louisville. He's like, I can get you in there. And I'm like, okay. And then I didn't say anything, and then he was like, hey, don't forget, I'm going to get you to the Gaffigan show. And everybody there loved Gaffigan. I mean, they all love Gaffigan. And all were like, he's so funny and all that. So I was like, all right, I'll go to the Gaffigan show. And then he's going to be coming on the Bourbon show, too. So
nice.
Jeremy asked him to come on the show, and they called him, and he said he would. So, so that's all coming up. So I'm becoming a Gaffigan fan. I'm changing. Just like I said, I never liked Skechers. I guess next thing you know, I'll be wearing Jim Gaffigan T-shirts and stuff. So, eating Hot Pockets and all that kind of stuff.
You'll do a collab with Tommy Bahama.
Yes.
You're all done. No more regular Tommy Bahamas, just Gaffigan.
All Gaffigan stuff. So, yes. So, that was interesting. You never know who you're going to run into there. Weebrink was there. He doesn't play cards. At least, I didn't know this. He says he doesn't play Texas Hold'em. If we would play other types of cards, he would play, which I find hard to believe. Weebrink is so cheap. He is the world's cheapest guy. If he lost $10, he'd be probably crying. So I can't imagine that. But he was there, hung out with us. He's got a new project he's working on. I better not talk about it because I didn't ask him if I could, but I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, so I think it's going to be good.
You have me at We Drink.
Yeah, it's not alcohol, so he can't do a bourbon brand or anything like that because it's a conflict. His boss doesn't want him to do it, so that all came about because Independent Stave actually had a bourbon brand for a while.
Yeah,
but then they got heat of why are you competing against us and stuff like that, so they gave it up, and then they set a rule: no one in the company can have any.
That's probably a pretty good rule for them.
Yeah,
I can see how it's like, hey, you guys. We're paying for research.
The research that you're doing, yeah.
Yeah. You exist because of us. You don't get to do a bourbon brand.
Yes.
What was the name of their bourbon brand?
I forget.
Okay. I didn't know that. It's just fascinating to me.
Yeah, it is fascinating.
Is this like 10 years ago? More?
Yeah, it's probably 12 or 13 years. It's like right before. It was already gone when I started podcasting and stuff like that in 2016.
Okay.
But it was recent then. So probably in the 2014 or so.
Got it.
2013, somewhere in there. So it might have just been called Boswell or something like that. That's their last name.
Yeah.
And but again, I think in concept it's a great idea because this idea we do all this research and all that, but at the same time it's the distillers that are paying for all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just got a lot of heat and maybe didn't think it through all the way. So. If you expect them not to say anything, and then anytime something goes wrong, they're going to be like, well, yeah, we're not getting our delivery today. I'm sure you got yours. So you can't win. So, I think they gave up on that pretty quick. So
it would have been a really cool project. You're right. But it probably should never have happened.
Yeah.
So
Weebrink's got a new thing he's doing. So that'll be fun. And I'm sure we'll get him on when that comes out and stuff like that. Again, kind of bourbon adjacent, if you will. So
got it.
Awesome. It's cool. What else? What else do you want to know about the festival?
I want to know. I'm sure you went and tried a couple things. What was the best thing you tried? Maybe something you hadn't had before, or it could be just this year's release of whatever that you tried.
I got to try, and I think it's really good. The buff turkey, that was going crazy over at Macaulay's place. So those are good. I don't know if they're as crazy good as people act like, because that line was nonstop. It's just crazy.
But you take two of the most popular distillers for fanboys and you put the name together.
Right.
And it works out pretty well.
Yeah. Yep. I got to try the new trackside from our buddy
Jade Peterson?
Jade Peterson, yeah. So that was really good. So that's his second release that he's got out now. So that was really cool. And I like supporting him. He does a great job, and just a lot of cool stuff like that. Some of Buzzard's Roost gave me some stuff that they're working on. They had the cigar blend which we just got in the store today. They had that there as well, and just fun stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, I don't go crazy there, but I do try to seek out some different things.
And
stuff
you
like
won't say no to interesting whiskey that you
exactly.
see. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah. Had a lot of fun, stayed with Royce and Becca, and Becca had to drive us every day just in case we overdid it, so she was the responsible one. And then Nate was staying with us too, so Nate Weiniger, if you know him, the Hidden Barn guy / 5280 Whiskey Society, so he was with us too. So
sounds like a good group of people.
A lot of fun hanging out in the evenings and giving each other shit and stuff like that, and it's nonstop. Just you got to be careful what you say with that group because they'll pile on you if you say the wrong thing.
Oh, I am sure.
Yeah,
Becca's never been known to do that.
Yeah.
But so I guess the table was mostly ran by Becca and Molly.
Royce's parents are always there too.
Okay.
But when it comes to questions and stuff like that, they'll answer them if no one's around. But if like Becca's there, they want Becca talking about the whiskey and stuff like that.
Because she's fantastic at it. You can't argue that at all.
She knows the process. She knows the history of all those and all that. Whereas Royce and Becca's mom are. Not Royce and Becca's mom. Royce's mom and dad are, they're not whiskey people by nature. Not like bourbon and stuff like that. And they don't know process and that. They're they run the store and help out around there certainly. Yeah. But that's not their thing.
But if anyone also has any questions about family history and any of that, I'm sure Becca steps away and lets that. Well, maybe Becca also likes being in the center stage, so and can answer all the questions just as well.
This is true. I forgot to ask Royce about this. Royce's dad got to be friends with Fred Nolan. Maybe it's because He's not really into bourbon. He doesn't fanboy out over Fred No. I guess a lot of us, like I would fanboy out.
Yeah, I would too.
Hanging out with Fred No. But Royce's dad doesn't, so they're buddies. And I think at one point they were going to be going there to spend the night at the house, but I don't know if that happened. Michelle Neely's mom needed to have her hair done for some event, and she doesn't. They were all the way down at Bardstown. They had to drive back to Sparta. So I don't think they ended up coming back.
Oh, that sucks.
So I think that ruined the thing. But what are you going to do? You know how it is with grandmas.
Yeah.
they want shit done. So
in a certain way and a certain time. So you can't really change that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything. Was Royce on any panels this year? Or?
Yes, yeah, he did some of that stuff. Not when I was there though. I didn't see him go up, but
did.
That was coming. I was just there the first 2 days out of 4. So, but he did some of that stuff, and I'm sure it went great. He always does good.
Yeah, no. I was just wondering if you went to them, but you didn't.
I didn't realize I was supposed to be a moderator. So I was going to be a moderator. My name was in the mix, and I was on the list. But before it came time to officially send invitations, Chuck Cowdery sent an email in and said, "Hey, I'm coming here. You guys got any jobs you want me to do?" So they bumped me.
I mean, you can't be mad about that.
I got bumped off by Chuck Cowdery. So,
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Out of anyone to bump you, you're like, okay, it's fine.
There you go. So he knows whiskey and stuff like that. So it's good. So yeah, at least it's a real person, not like another podcaster or something like that. That would have been bad, but yeah, at least he's a true bourbon historian. So that was kind of cool. So there you go. There's a little bit about Bourbon Festival 2025. Always a good time, and I think it was just fun to see because we hear so much bad stuff about what's going on in bourbon and is the bourbon bubble popped and all this, and then you go there and you see people just buying like crazy. You're like, God, no. There's no problems with bourbon at all. So, is it that end of the spectrum or the other? Everything's terrible. Everything's perfect. Somewhere in between. That's the bottom line. But there for a few days, it felt like, man, everything is perfect. That's for sure. So it was really the bourbon industry put its best foot forward with that event, like they always do. So there you go.
We got 2 bottles here. We want to have a little mini cork pop competition.
Sure.
I'll let you choose your competitor first.
All right. I love Bourbon Deluxe, so that's going to be mine. I'm going to go Bourbon Deluxe. Let's see what we got here. I'll go first. Here we go. That was solid.
That was real good.
That was very solid. All right, Darren, you've got the rum.
I got the rum. My cap's a little lighter. It doesn't have the wax on there. I'm hoping that helps with performance.
Oh, I think you got it.
Yeah,
I do think you got it there. So, yeah. So that was just slightly better. So, same type of bottle, but a little bit different situation with the cork, and Darren won that. So, cheers to Darren. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be trying both of these. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
My name is Ryan Thompson. I'm a billionaire who buys stupid scotch, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
All right, welcome back. It's Steve and Darren. We're here at the ABV Barrel Shop Tasting Bar. We're getting ready to try two products here, a bourbon from Bourbon de Luxe and a rum under the Rolling Fork label, and we'll be trying both of these. Let's start with the bourbon first. Darren, what do we know about Bourbon de Luxe, this particular offering?
So, this is a first, but I can't say that anyone's going to be surprised by how this happened and why this happened. But this is Rolling Fork Bourbon Deluxe, finished in Rolling Fork rum casks.
Okay.
Which, if you know anything about Turner, you know that those are some of the best rum casks in the world. This is a 7-year-old release, coming in at 111 proof.
Okay.
And so his normal label is a white label with all the gold accents. This is a black label with the gold accents.
And, just to be clear, too, when Darren says he's got the best rum in the world, he does. I mean, that's one of the things, and you may be listening to this if you're not familiar with Rolling Fork. What they do is they procure rum from all over the world, and they are literally out to seek the best rum that they can find. And they get all styles. They're not, they're not like, oh, we just want the funky Jamaican style. They have some of that, but they try all different styles. And they've been piped in where they've got some pretty cool stuff. Like the one that stands out, because I don't know rum that well, but it was this famous rum distiller, like the last distillation that he did. They actually bought that one time, and it was amazing. So just that type of thing. So think along the lines of that.
I would say 10 or 9 of the top 10 rums I've ever had are all Rolling Fork rums.
Yeah. So even if you're listening to this and be like, well, I don't like rum, I like this, you need to try their stuff first. So that's the bottom line. All right, let's try Bourbon Deluxe, this batch product, to see what we got here. Oh, man.
Wow.
That is delicious. That would instantly become a personal favorite of mine. So 111 proof, man.
It does not drink it.
That drinks
if you told me it was 90, I'd be like, okay, it still seems a bit... That drinks so easily, but there's so much flavor. It hangs with you. You get that sweetness from the rum. You get that flavor from the bourbon.
Little spice on the tongue, so from the rye that's in there. So, yeah. Very nice.
That is amazing stuff.
I love that. Man, I love what they're doing with this Bourbon Deluxe brand. They're killing it, man.
Yeah.
They're killing it. It's also affordable stuff. I don't know the retail of this.
Yeah. There was no information online yet.
Yeah, so we don't know that. But we are looking at, and hopefully as soon as this podcast ends, I'm going to call Turner, and we have a handshake deal for us to be exclusive, pending our taste of this. I love this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna execute that handshake deal, and we will continue to be the exclusive in Missouri for Bourbon Deluxe. So that's exciting stuff. All right, and then the rum. I would assume we can get some of this too. So we'll call him after this, find out if we can. That'll be pending on how it tastes. So we'll do that.
So this is the Wheated Cask Wonder, and it's a different label style than I've ever seen on any of his bottles before, and I really dig it. Has like a guy that looks like Gandalf or a wizard.
Yeah, kind of a wizard look on the front.
You shall not pass, protecting some barrels.
Yeah.
And so this is all Barbados rum.
Okay.
Distilled in Barbados by FSD St. Philip. I'm sure that means something to somebody that drinks rum.
Oh, if you're really into rum, yeah.
It does not to me. So this is 57.6% alcohol. The batch number is, I think, is kind of interesting. The first letters are OFTZ.
OFTZ.
And if I'm thinking of weeded bourbons OFTZ, there's one that comes to mind. I don't know if that's anything.
Oh, yes. That's barely masked.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that could be.
Yeah.
A weeded bourbon OFTZ. No,
let's try to, if you have any good ideas, just throw it on the Crew Club page.
Right.
Well, maybe someone will have the right answer. So this is 20%. 6% rum aged 8 years in bourbon casks, and then 2 years in vintage weeded bourbon casks.
Okay.
24.5% 8-year-old rum in bourbon cask, and then same 2 years in it, but it's a different cask number. And then it's 25.5%, another 8-year-old rum, and then 2 years in wheated bourbon cask, and then another 24% in a different 8-year-old rum, finished 2 years in whatever these wheated barrels are.
Okay. Well, this sounds exciting. I hope those guys are doing well. I've known them doing this from the beginning, and I remember one time they were literally down to like $130 in their checking account.
Yeah.
So I've seen it all. This looks like a fantastic product. It sounds like they got a decent amount of inventory with things they can pick and choose from now.
Yeah.
They've really built this up into something. So
I'll tell you, the nose is that buttered scotch rum that you want on a good rum.
Yes. Okay, let's try it. Here we go.
Wow.
Man, that is really good.
That is crushable as well, like in the best way possible. I just want to drink more.
You could fake someone out with that. You could say, "Want to try this new whiskey that I've got?"
Yeah.
It tastes like whiskey.
Yeah.
It does have the little bit of the butter rum notes, but again, you could be like, this whiskey's really got a butter rum note to it. Check it out. And I don't think people would be like, no, bullshit, that's rum. I think you might be able to fool them.
Yeah.
It's a whiskey lover's rum for sure.
It is.
So
And
I'll see if we can get some of this as well.
I again don't know what price is going to be here, but it should be under $100 based off everywhere I'm seeing it for sale online. So
All right, that sounds good. All right. Well, we've got hopefully 2 exciting new products we can get in. Very excited about the opportunity to do some business with my good buddy Turner. All right. What we'll do is wrap this one up like we always do, and let's talk about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
you can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right. For me, I'm easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We've always got cool things in stock here at the store, so come by and see what we have going on over at abvbarrelshop.com. If you want to get involved in the show, you can do so by giving us a 5-star review. That helps new people find us, particularly if you leave comments. And last but not least, head over to patreon.com/the ABV Network. That'll do it for today. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.